I live in Brussels, but I'm Portuguese. So, of course, I know a lot of people. Most of my friends and even family are being affected by the austerity cuts. They have lost parts of their salary, their vacation allowance. Some of them are in unemployment now. It's enormous, historically high. We never had this kind of unemployment rate. So.
A lot of friends who probably had trouble getting jobs and that kind of thing, and are probably people who've gone to university and are working in shops and that kind of thing afterwards, where they didn't get the opportunities that they probably could have or expected to.
I am the director of a cultural center for the European institutions, and in fact before the crisis finance was much easier to run projects. We had to design new ideas. After 2008 things changed drastically, so we're managing, but we had to find a different dynamic.
I believe that we're going to be again the same European Union, so we'll continue further together.
It would be nice to see a recovery of the economy, greater fiscal integration, I suppose, and more balance of expenses and jobs. That would be great.
It depends a little bit the next few years, because if one falls, I think it's like a domino effect, so it's not good for the other countries.
I think it's still going to be difficult for a few years, but it will come out stronger. It's a great opportunity for Europe to wake up and everyone start cooperating. If they do that, fine.
I think the direct cuts began in 2009, maybe 2010, with a salary cut about 5% for any public employee in Spain, and after that there were more cuts, about more taxes, more time we have to work. This year I was fired because some decisions taken in the company, and after that they call me back to work, but never mind with the same conditions. I am working now for weeks, for months. I don't have a fixed contract, and it's a problem, because if you are dealing to have a future, you cannot have a future without a fixed contract or some expectations, because in Spain journalists is bad. Not the problem is not journalists. I think the problem is media, because you cannot work as a freelance in Spain, because there is no media paying for it, and we cannot work for nothing. I don't think a journalist can write a great history without.
Journalism is changing. During the last years, commentators have often cried about the crisis of journalism. It's really a crisis, or is only a transition? Two young and well-prepared Italian journalists give us their opinion about the situation in their country. Jacopo Matano is 28 years old and he works for Radio 24.
There is an entire generation of young journalists in Italy that think it is pretty impossible. And the reason it is not just the economic crisis or the fact that newspapers are not selling anymore. See, the information and communication system in Italy is subject to a very strict labor legislation. We have a state collective labor agreement for journalists that protects the adults and elderly professionals and completely exclude the young ones because of the high costs for the media companies. Newspaper and TVs are not hiring, and most of the young reporters are interns or contributors with very low pays.
Walter Milan is another Italian TV journalist. During the last year, he worked for Sky.
Yes, now it's quite hard to find a job in a newsroom, or even in a television, or even in a journal, because the market of journals and media in general is very straight. So the editors spend less and less year past year. And now the best way probably is the internet journalism.
For sure, newspapers are in decline, but not the entire sector. Online media and also independent reporting are growing fast. The challenge for young people is to take advantage of this change.